Also, I think they got rid of the Metroid Prime Trilogy game tag because I don't see Metroid Prime Trilogy as a game tag anymore.
They've been removing a lot of stuff for some reason.
Which is weird. Alright, we're gonna... I'm making sure everything is working on the stream and everything. Seems everything's good. I've done redeem sing mode, everything. Yeah, Metroid... Oh yeah, I need to change the title. I forgot to change the title. God dang it. Alright. Yeah, seriously, why is like the Metroid Prime trilogy is not all part of like anything anymore? Why did your bot say I'm alive again on your channel? Carl?
I don't know.
Go home, Yog PDB. You're drunk.
Is it because he changed categories?
Possibly. I'm only 20% through the game. What? I thought I would be more than 20% of Metroid Prime 2, but then I guess I'm not anymore. Yeah, I know the game is long, but I thought I made enough progress to make it like closer to 30, 40, but guess I'm wrong. All right, kind of playing this on like not my TV monitor due to the fact that just trying it out. Let's see. So there might be slightly delays in the there, but that's fine. I think I could work with it. Due to the fact that with my current situation, it's fine. All right. Man. Metroid 5, a new 2D Metroid. Yeah, maybe one of these days we will get a new 2D Metroid. Yeah, I remember. I don't think I can get there. That's why I couldn't get there. Yeah, I have all the dark keys. I need to get to the top, but I'm having trouble getting there. Because like I need to get here, but I need to get into the dark world aspect of it, which I don't know how to. And going through here is extremely dangerous. I've tried it and I died. There's nothing over here too, which I can't do anything. I know I have to go into this temple ground. At least I'm fairly certain I have to go through here. Yeah, because like I need to go here to the Great Temple. Dark Side World though. Nope, wrong way. You figuring out the game a little bit more, Carl? So if it, what happened to your internet actually, Carl?
I don't get it. It's dipping down to 6 to 1 megabits per second. And then it just jumped all the way back up to 195. And then to 217.
Download speed or upload speed?
Just speed, like... I don't get what's going on. I don't know why there's so much latency going on. Like... It wasn't like this last month. Is it because I went over 1.2 terabytes and then, like, I did that twice, and then now Comcast is like, okay, now we're just gonna start adding data caps everywhere?
I mean, that's technically what what they did to me, and they never really limited our internet. It just bottlenecked. It was the problem, which is why I helped my dad get the little Wi-Fi things that help decrease the bottleneck. Like our internet speeds is basically the same, but it's just the bottlenecking is a lot. It doesn't happen anymore basically at this point, unless I have like over 50 devices connected at once.
Which is what I don't get. It's like...
Well, I mean, we're here to figure it out, Carl. Got anybody, people in chat to help figure that out? We're here to help. I want us to have at least better, like, at least like, and it's also one of those things is that we should try to get like this fixed so that your multiplayer streams for like Switch and stuff becomes a lot better.
Actually, that's the funny thing. It's been stable lately.
Did Smash run well for for you last night, Fanto?
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about... Wait, who's asking that?
Great.
Oh, yeah, it ran fine. Like, when I faced against you and, like, on Darunia's stream, like, yeah, it was, for the most part, flawless. And when I streamed it last week, it was pretty much fine, but, like, pretty good for the most parts. It only hitched a few times.
So it could be like, your parents are not using it right now.
They're not here. They're not here right now.
So that's impossible. That's completely
So
out of your.
I'm the only one here.
Yeah, so it's a completely out of the question that it's a bottleneck problem. Unless there's someone using your internet without your permission.
I'm checking, like... I'm double checking, like, my internet. Like, I'm scanning my... Here, I'll do another scan, just in case, but...
Whee! Gotta finish up some of the... I just wanted to, like, get Metroid Prime done so that I can move on to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And then eventually move on to Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out. And then also finish up other games I'm on right now. It's been for a while. I don't get it, Fanto. I feel like I have a chance against you in Smash and not my friends, but you can beat my friends pretty easily. That's what Carrot says.
It's actually kind of funny because so some of the matches that I've lost against you, it's either like I kind of jerked out, which is so basically I kind of made a few mistakes here and there, or it's just matchup inexperience. Like for example, Dr. Mario, it's like, well, I barely face against any Dr. Marios, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to expect.
I am Dr. Mario and I am saving lives.
However, like against some of your friends, Kraid, say with Wii Fit, I've actually faced against a few Wii Fits before. Not many, but a few. And the thing is that sometimes, like, I feel like they do the typical stuff, such as when they go off stage.
Yeah.
One thing that they would do is jump immediately. Like that's one thing. So what I could do is say if I'm playing as Cloud, all I could do is get him off stage, immediately throw out a blade beam, and then they would just jump into it and they lose their jump. So, and once when that happens, they lose one recovery option, and then the only thing they can do is either air dodge or up B. And at that point, it becomes super predictable. Another thing that I usually do is just add a ton of intimidation to my opponent. So say I play as Ganondorf. Ganon does not have any safe moves, so a lot of it is committal. However, if I just throw out, say, Nair, and you run straight into it, and I start approaching you, at that point, I'm trying to add pressure. And when that happens, typically what happens with a lot of players is that they just crumble if they don't know what they're doing. So, for instance, that one match on PS2, or Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yeah.
Fuck. Wii Fit was trying to stall the recovery, and however, like with the soccer ball, however, I double jumped up into the high up into the air and immediately fast fell Nair, and I hit the soccer ball, extending the hitbox, and then, or basically just delaying the second hitbox from coming out, and then the second hitbox came out and it immediately hit Wii Fit, taking out that stock. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say this right now. Like for me, the reason why I play Smash over like a traditional fighting game, it's not just because it's on the Nintendo console. Although that does help. The reason being is because something about Smash just makes a lot more sense to me than say fighting games, like traditional fighting games. It's the fact that it's a platformer. It's a platform fighter. In other words, you use platforms to get space advantage, and you just move around. And it doesn't matter how much health you have. What matters is the amount of stocks you have. So it doesn't matter if you're at 999%. As long as you don't touch the blast zones, you're still in the game. Whereas, say, in fighters or any other traditional fighting game, if you had a sliver of health, well, your opponent can literally just camp you out in that regard. So Smash kind of forces you to be aggressive, assuming that there's no timer. And another thing is that, I remember earlier Matt was saying that, like, fighters makes a lot more sense. I'm not, like, this, like, it doesn't, Smash is kind of harder because the button inputs don't make sense. Well, I'm not going to prove him wrong or anything like that. No, it's, obviously he has a different view of Smash. Instead, what I'm just trying to say is, like, trying to offer from my point of view is that Smash Brothers is inputs make a bit more sense to me. The reason being is because the moves that you do ties into for the most part, ties into the animation. Like, the direction of the moves that you perform ties into the animation. So let's say that let's talk about just regular attacks. So the A button. You do Mario's jab, when standing still, he does a jab. If you tilt to the side and press A, he does a kick towards the side. You hold up and press A at the same time, he does an up tilt. He does an upward motion. You hold down and then you press A, he does a down tilt where he sweeps down on the ground.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. Like the animation actually makes sense. Like it ties things together. And even though that all the characters have different moves, the animation styles reflect the direction that you're pressing in. Which is why it's really easy, in my opinion, to actually understand what moves do what. Now, obviously, there's a few how should I say?
Caveats?
Not caveats, rather outliers. So a few counter. Okay, well, okay, counters still kind of make sense because when you press down, like down B, it's like the motion is essentially them holding the sword downwards. So, okay, like there's a few exceptions to the rule. There we go. Such as Mega Man. Mega Man doesn't have any forward tilts or forward air. Mega Man just shoots pellets and moves and shoots. I face a lot of Cloud because of OP sauce. Is that why I do decent against you compared to your Ganon? I mean, yeah, that might be it. It's also because I'm still learning the Samus matchup as well. Like it's matchup experience as well, so. And let's just say that when I play as Ganon, I just go in. Like I just have a lot of fun.
I really don't know where I'm going for this one.
Okay, there's five devices connected to the network. There's my computer.
There's also one thing about like fighters, it makes it a little easier because it's like it helps with like a lot of auto combos. That's what one of the things is, and Smash doesn't have that. The one thing about like fighters is like what I say is that it's a lot easier in terms of the control scheme of doing really massive damage and in a lot of combos, unlike Smash where you have to actually manually input them properly and do all that stuff. So it could be also the terms of how people perceive doing certain fighting styles than traditional.
I will say this though, like, okay, so Smash, I will just say this like as in addition to your comment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Smash Ultimate has what's called buffering, and they pretty much added semi-auto combos. So for example, if you press and hold A, like to do a jab, you'll essentially do a 1-2, like a 1-2-3 hit combo immediately. And just like actual fighting games, like Fighters, there is hit confirms. Like those do exist in Ultimate. In fact, it's actually the most reliable in the whole entire series because let's say Smash 4, it's hard to tell if you got a hit confirm. Now that hit confirms are a lot more like it's visually easier to see. You can actually follow things up. And also, I will say, for me personally, in Smash Brothers, like combos feel a lot more satisfying to me than in say traditional fighters. Now, that's not to say traditional fighting games, combos are not interesting or fun in the slightest. No, far from it. It's just not my style. It's just that in Smash Brothers, you have a lot more freedom as to what you do. For example, let's say that you're playing as Mario, okay? And let's say that you go for an up air. Like, let's say you got a hit in, and then you go for an up air. And then you get another up air. Now, there's a few options you can do in this situation, assuming that the opponent is still up above you and in hit stun. You can either go for an up B, or you can wait for them to do an air dodge and then forward air. Or you can do another up air. Like, at that point, it's like, it's a bunch of rock, paper, scissors, which again is just like traditional fighting games, but I feel more mobility to it all. and the fact that you can bait out air dodges and stuff like that. Like that's another thing. There's a lot of defensive options that you can do in Smash Brothers. You have shield. You can dash the shield. You can air dodge. You can, was it? Well, okay. Wall. Okay, technically it's in every other game as well. Like
Yeah, that's in
fighting
any
games.
other fighting game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um,
However, but what's interesting though is that in Smash Brothers, let's say that you get cornered into a wall and you get hit, and then you hit the wall. Okay, barring Smash Ultimate's weird teching rules, and every other Smash, and also 64, you can tech the wall. You can tech the wall. You like if you go into hit stun, and then you hit the wall. Okay, Smash. Okay, there's too many exceptions in the Smash series. It's so stupid because they have it's either because of bugs, omitted features, or
just focus on your main
saying-
point than anything, okay, Carl? Just focus on the main point.
The main point is what I'm trying to say is that you can tech stuff. You can tech stuff in hit stun. Like as long as you touch the floor or the wall or the ceiling, you will tech, and you will just, and then you'll be out of hit stun. So it makes it a bit harder to follow things up, but at the same time, it does give the other player an opportunity to escape. So, okay, now let's go back to fighters for a sec, and let me just tell you like why I'm still struggling with it. It's not just the inputs, it's the animations for me, because I'm trying to, like, since I play Smash Brothers more, I expect certain inputs and the directions of the inputs to to match what's happening on screen. So let's say, for example, I'm playing as Teen Gohan, okay?
Yep.
And then I do a forward circle attack, okay? So that should be a Shoryu.
Yeah.
Like that's a Shoryu you can input. However, what's weird is that he goes for an upward motion. He goes up instead of forward. And let's say that I play as regular Goku, okay? And I'm on the ground, and I do a back quarter circle attack. If I do that, then Goku will move back forward, which is, I guess, fine in a sense. But then you have, I'm trying to remember like some other moves, like some of them just doesn't match, which is just weird. And also, when you're in the air, you have so few options aside from, I mean, okay, I guess you can block in the air, but
Yep.
The thing is that you can't air dodge, you can't fast fall. That's a weird one for me. Like like multiple times whenever I'm in the air, I keep pressing down, instinctively thinking that I can reduce my air time and just fall back to the ground faster, so that I can immediately go back into a defensive position. But no, I just go back up into the air, and I leave myself wide open for an attack. So by the way, I love hearing you talk about this. And yeah, no worries. Like, I don't mind talking about this. Like, it's, I guess so you can say that this is just an interesting perspective, you know, as someone that doesn't play traditional fighting games. Like, the only experience I had with traditional fighting games before Fighters was literally Smash Brothers and Ryu.
Yep.
Because the inputs are actually fairly similar, and in Ultimate more so, because in Ultimate with one-on-one fights, Ryu will always face his opponents.
Same thing with Terry.
And so is Ken as well. Actually, Terry is like probably the most complex traditional fighter out of the three.
I think also one of the things why I never got into certain like fighting games other than like Smash is because of the outrageous like combos you would do to play said games. So I have Mortal Kombat for one thing. I have played a bunch, like decent amount of other fighting games too, traditional fighting games. And what makes Smash and Fighters at least very enjoyable, and also why I like Xenoverse as well, is because their moves and combos are not that complicated. Specifically, the moves to perform certain moves. It's quick and easy. It doesn't require like 10,000 button presses just to do them. and but I don't know. That's why I never got into like traditional fighting games a lot. Maybe this is why I also like fighters a lot, is just because of its being very simplistic on its things, which is why I'm getting more and more into it. Plus it's also auto combo is pretty cool, and like it's easy enough for me to just like know better than just smash.
Yeah, like I do find myself enjoying fighters more than say the traditional fighter. Although I will say auto combos, like it does admittedly feel a bit cheap in my opinion. Okay, so visually speaking, it looks great. Like it looks amazing. I love it. Like I don't think anyone can argue about that.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like again, this is from a game design perspective. What are you essentially doing? Like for auto combos, you're pressing one button like 3 to 5 times.
Yeah, but there's also like that helps for like easier people who want to come in casually, but for people who are more complex for it, say like you saw, you know, you've definitely experienced the hardcore of people who try that, where the goal of the game is to cause your opponent to be stunned for so long, and while auto combo is super flashy, you cannot just use auto combo, because eventually you give such a big opening, anybody can get out of that said auto combo. That's why it's like there's times where you just have to stop mashing the button, where a lot of people instinctively mash the button to do that. So it's a little like, in the sense of just doing damage, yeah, it's just like mash a button to win. But if you're instinctively trying to best your opponent to not do anything, it's just more than just mashing the button instinctively.
So you don't really like, so you what is it? So you don't really like, do the combos in fighters the way it look? Oh, don't like.
So you
Wait.
don't really do the combo in fighters the way. So you're specifically saying like, I don't do the combo for the looks specifically, Kraid, or I'm a little confused on that little wording.
Also, who's this referring to?
Possibly for me,
Okay.
but I wanted to double check what his wording is.
Yeah. Again, Smash Brothers. No. Okay.
Oh, wait, so is this for Carl specifically?
Let's see. We just want to make sure. Just trying to understand.
Yeah, I'm a little confused is all, but just clarifying is all.
And also, let's just say that, okay, there's a few things I do understand about traditional fighting games. You know, there's a concept of neutral, advantage, disadvantage, and stuff like that. However, it's very different compared to Smash Brothers. The concept is still there, but the term neutral is like the closest thing, like the most similar thing out of the other, was it compared to other fighting games.
Kraid just explained it better, which is fine. Thanks, Kraid.
Yeah, thank you, Kraid.
I mean,
So, for example,
we're here to relax while I figure out where to go in Metroid anyway.
so let's
Wait,
okay.
So we're just like I'm trying to get unlost in Metroid Prime 2, try to get some progress into it, while Carl and I discuss more about the difference between like between the traditional fighters versus like Smash. Just like some
pretty much,
just like a little bit of like casual pillow talk while I just play something in the background.
So basically, in Smash Brothers, when you're in a disadvantaged state, it's not always hopeless, because there's always hold.
Mick Sama Simp, thank you for the follow. There your eyes. Welcome to the stream of me playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Well, there goes my 222, but that's totally fine. I hope you enjoy your stay. We're just oh, it's C-Dog. Welcome back, C-Dog. Is that your alt account? I was like wondering that the last part sounded a little bit too familiar. What's up, Sea Dog? How you doing?
I guess.
Hey, keep going with your thing.
Yeah. So going back to
Cheers,
basically was the disadvantage in Smash Brothers. So compared to say traditional fighters like in Fighters, when you get cornered, it's not always hopeless like in Fighters or any other traditional fighter, because there's oftentimes a huge opening where you can escape. So one example is edge guarding, which is a unique concept to platform fighters. I say platform fighters and not Smash Brothers because there are other games like Smash Brothers nowadays.
Yes.
And yeah. So, and I'm not just talking about PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
I should really like you and like Sean and I should just try that game, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'd probably be frustrated over the controls, just like with fighters.
I honestly, Carl, I think you hate that game more than you being frustrated at like the lag in fighters. Really, to be honest, Carl.
All right, let's see what Kraid has to say here. The combos feel really good in Smash. They look sick in fighters. Do they not feel as satisfying for a reason? Like, what's auto combo? Okay, so auto combo is literally. Go ahead.
Quickly, just to say, glad you had a safe trip, Sea Dog. Hope your whole trip and everything went well. Where'd you go? As Carl explains auto combo. Carl, go.
So auto combo in this case is, from what I can tell, actually, Nick, you probably can provide a better explanation.
All right, so
on it.
Yeah, auto combo is basically what it sounds like. You're doing a combo in a very not trying to sound like robotic. Like it's like basically an easy way for a person to do a combo that you normally can't do. So you know how a lot of times, like in Smash, you kind of since it's not traditional, you have to make your own combos. So think about it as in the case of Samus, there's a combo where you can grab, throw down, hit up, and then whack them off the stage and spike. Kind of like, imagine like that, but you know you have to manually do that with a lot of button pressing and different types of buttons. Like you actually have to do different types of buttons, you have to do different directions, and you have to do different types of like power and everything. That is a regular combo. Thanks for the lurk, Sea Dog, and also Ackland. Oh, nice. That's a nice trip. Hope you have a safe trip, like going back home, by the way. So thanks for the lurk and everything. Appreciate it.
Actually, I think I know how to explain auto combo, and that might make a bit more sense for Kraid.
All right, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So okay, Kraid. Just to basically, the TLDR is essentially, imagine a bread and butter combo for any character in Smash Ultimate, except instead of doing those button inputs in consecutive order, like where you have to say do an up air into neutral air into forward air.
Yeah.
Instead, imagine it just being one button, press 3 times in a row.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, yeah, that's exactly what auto combo is. It's just like it does the exact same combo, but you don't have to do anything other than just press one button.
Right, and it deals with your character's position, timing, and damage outputs all at the same time. So,
where was this? Now the game gives me a hint to where to go.
Oh, okay. So,
I swear, like, I'm looking at, I literally have IGN's wiki pulled up to say where I go. I thought I had to go there. I went there multiple times. It didn't work. Oh my god. Now it gives the hint system. This is like straight up, like, I don't know, it's because of the playstyle. I've been at this part for like a while now. I don't know if it's just because of this game, how it all played out, but my god, it took a little bit too long to say like, oh yeah, this is where you need to go finally. Anyway, Carl, go.
I guess to like answer the second part of the question for Kraid, like, do not feel as satisfying for a reason. Okay, so for me at least, like as someone that's not a casual player, there's the ability to press buttons in a certain order at certain timings feels great. So if I were to pull off, say, the same combo in fighters, but with the actual inputs instead of doing the auto combo inputs, that would feel actually super amazing. So it feels kind of, that's why I said it feels kind of cheap, just to do it. Again, I know why they did it. It's so that it's more accessible, but I feel like it's kind of like, you know, it doesn't feel earned. Like, like Goku, like just to stay on topic with Dragon Ball. You know how Goku doesn't like the easy way?
Mhm.
He prefers a real challenge. Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's how I feel.
And that's like an understandable way to think about it, because like I do also like challenges, but it's also that in the sense of the defend at least the auto combo side, I definitely it's more of Snake Way vibes. It's while it is a cheaper way, and yeah, it's not the best way to even do the fighting, and it feels like it's not like a lot of cases as well earned as it could be for many people. This is where the competitive side comes in, where then you start knowing how to not do auto combos. This is where I say that while you can just keep mashing the X button, or like the light combo button, medium combo button, heavy combo button, like over and over again, there are many different aspects to also cancel out, because auto combo isn't locked in. And then you have to also know, just like in Smash, the frame of when in stun animation, when a character is currently out, and so that you can do what more massive combo. Auto combo does, like, for example, like 5 to 10 hits in a row, while you can perform actually up to like 90 combo hits in a row if performed correctly. It's one of those things where I probably have also, by the way, I probably was told to bring them here. I probably didn't remember how to bring them here. So it's one of those, I think as a hit system was kind of meh, because it didn't tell me exactly where to go, and I got lost a lot. But that's how it is. Anyway, but I definitely think like Fighters is different in terms of Smash, where for a casual player, it's really difficult to get into Smash, because you don't have that easy access into it. Because you have to start learning different characters and how they work with set of moves, instead of like auto comboing and everything. But in the end, as Carl would say, it definitely feels much more rewarding that you know these characters in and out, where you can like feel more rewarded about learning said said combo and said character a lot. I'd say like the difference with fighters is that it is much more satisfying and much easier for casual players to get in for like something like fighters, is because it's how should I say, it is much more, it's a lot easier to get into the aspect of fighters, because then it's like it's a lot better auto combos, you can get easier into it, as well as but it's a lot harder to learn it, because then you have to learn all the frames, combo, and all that stuff to make sure that your opponent, to maximize your potential, doesn't even get out of the stun lock, so you can basically aim to never get hit and never let your opponent get like even a chance to even land an attack. So it's just one of those things that I think it's like, while there are certain aspects that on the surface level for both games are not liked upon for either side, both can be rewarding in their own regard depending on how you go about it. Carl is more about learning the more aspects of it instead of the more technical aspects of said fighting game. I think that's what you're more, why you're not into fighters or traditional fighting games in general.
Actually, so I just want to say, like earlier you said that when you play Smash, you have to relearn all the characters, like and such, stuff like that. You pretty much have to do the same. I mean, obviously, you have to do the same thing with fighters, but I just want to add on to that though, by just stating that in Smash Ultimate, or at least Smash Bros, the way that you like, it's all like fairly similar. I mean, obviously, each character has their own style. Like, for example, Jigglypuff's up B doesn't send her up; she only sings. Aside from a few exceptions, for the most part, they all act very similar to each other. Whereas, like, in fighters, for me, this is for me at least, okay? Keep in mind.
Yep.
I feel like every character is unique in the sense that they don't exactly share a certain archetype. Like, okay, rather, like, they don't share certain movesets amongst each other. So, for example, like, let's say you have Joker, okay?
Mhm.
Joker's up B is a tether, assuming you don't have Arsene. Now, and let's say you play... let me think. Who is another character that has a tether recovery? Oh, Byleth. You see? Like, with those two, yes, they have different they have different up Bs compared to the rest of the cast, but they all have the same kind of move. And that's relatively easy to understand, especially when a lot of characters share the same types of moves. And also, it still goes in an upwards animation as well. Like, for me, like, in terms of, like, with Smash Brothers, like, I feel like it's actually a bit easier for a lot of, like, for players to, like, casual players to get into. Is actually because of its simplicity and the amount of depth that there is because of its simplicity. So, one thing that I really like about Smash Brothers is that it forgoes the light, medium, and heavy attacks, and instead replaces it with regular attacks, special attacks, and smash attacks. So, and that honestly just simplifies the amount of stuff that you need to memorize. I mean, sure, you have to memorize like what each character does and what the smash attacks are, but again, as I said before, a lot of the animations are tied into the type of move you do, like the direction that you move the analog stick in. And I feel like smash attacks, it makes intuitive sense because if you want to do a strong attack in a certain direction, what's the most logical way to, like, the most logical input that a player would do? Well, they'd probably slam the stick instead of, casually tilt the stick forward. So, and that same applies to, like, when you move around. If you want to dash, what's the most, like, what makes the most sense? Like, what is the most logical way to dash around with the analog stick? Well, have them flick the stick instead of just move it slowly to one side. So compare that to, say, to every traditional fighter. Typically, when you want to dash, it's a double tap, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you double tap forward or double tap back, depending on which direction. And again, there's nothing wrong with the system, but imagine a casual player playing for the first time without looking at the controls. They probably wouldn't, pick that up immediately. And I'm thinking about this from a game design perspective, it doesn't exactly tie in cohesively with the rest of the system. Whereas, say, in Smash Brothers, when you flick the stick, that's different from, say, when you just move the stick forward slowly. It applies to both dashing, smash attacks, and jumping, if you have tap jump on, for example. Smash isn't perfect, but it's kind of funny game. Ivysaur and Banjo have the same nair. Yeah. Like, again, it's recycled moves, but it makes it easier for the players to understand and easily grasp what moves there are. Also, what the...
What?
Looking at your feed. What is this worm? I just realized.
The boss. I found where I needed to go.
Ah. Yay!
It's annoying. I think it's partly because I didn't pay attention to where I needed to go fully in certain aspects. But at the same time, the hit system is supposed to... I turn on the hit system for a reason, so I wouldn't get lost. But apparently, the hit system didn't activate until either I got to a certain specific area, or it was like... It took a very long time. Yeah, it's not that hard of a boss. I'm taking a lot of damage, but it's not that hard of a boss. I'm just more upset that the hit system wasn't really that helpful in the end, until a little too late.
I just remembered another thing that I wanted to mention about.
Go for it.
Going back to, so, about hit stun, I think it's actually fair. Like, at least for me, again, coming from Smash Brothers, it's a bit easy for me to read or to understand how, like, when hit stun ends in Smash Brothers compared to fighters. And it's not just experience; it's also the animation. Once again, in Smash Brothers, there are two types of like tumbling animations that can happen. The first is when you get hit initially. You know, obviously, once when you get hit and then you get launched. What happened? Oh, Mike is going to bed. Good night, Mike.
Mike.
Take care.
Good night, guys. Mike.
So typically, what happens is that when you first get hit and get launched, you go through a spinning animation, and while you remain in that spinning animation.
Oh, night, James.
Oh, okay. Good night, James. When you're still going through the tumbling like the spinning animation, that means you're still stuck in hit stun. And then when you stop spinning and you start tumbling, like you start, you look motionless in the air and you move like in a 360 motion, like basically you're not spinning, like a missile. When that once when that animation stops and the other animation starts, that means you're no longer in hit stun. Now at lower percents, that's not always the case, but typically, like with weaker hits, you can definitely like feel. You don't have to know the exact frame data. You can just feel it, and I assume that's the same in fighters or in any other traditional fighter.
Or what specifically?
Like you just get a feel as to when hit stun ends. Like, you probably don't have to memorize the exact frame, just like in Smash Brothers.
Yes and no, I would say. I think it's just more so like the frame that they are gone for you is a little different than Smash, for one thing. It's definitely one of those, like, I definitely feel when it's done, but at the same time, you can kind of tell when the frame is after like a certain point in time. That's just because I played it a little bit longer, but it's definitely one of those, like, there is a specific frame and a specific time when said stun is done, kind of thing. And I've seen it on ew.
Huh.
I've seen it on the what should I say, like, I've seen it on the training data, so it is a little bit on like how you feel, because it does feel like, hey, this is ending here, it makes sense, and then other ones are like, but this is like, I know it ends in like a few frames for a lot of like falling or grabbing or all that stuff done in animation. So yeah, I think it's more so for Smash. I guess it's more so obvious for you due to the fact that it could be just because you're more used to Smash's frames and style animations, and Fighters is more similar frames and animations compared to the characters in Smash.
Right.
It could be that I don't know. I could be wrong too.
Well, actually, you're not wrong in that regard. Like, Smash Ultimate's like animation, I feel. How should I say? It's
It does.
different. Okay,
This game does look
fighters.
graphically still really good. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, it does. Like, okay, so at least with fighters, okay, fighters is not a fair comparison because they're mimicking the old animation style of DBZ.
Hmm.
So it's intentionally supposed to look a little bit jittery, because it's like a 12 frame. Like, Japanese animation is typically 12 frames of animation. And then just compare that to, say, Smash's 60. Like, again, that's not a fair comparison. So let's take, say, Street Fighter V, for example. Street Fighter V, like,
I know that. You picked this one. Great.
the animation on it is just, I don't know, it doesn't feel snappy compared to Smash. Like, let's say you take Mario's jab, for example. It's small for the first frame, then it gets big for the second frame, and then it retracts on the third frame. Yet it's still it still feels snappy, even though there's not much information to it. But you can still tell, like, not enough information between the frames. Yet when you put it all together, it still works somehow.
Mm-hmm. I think part of the reason why you're just not used to the frames is just because you're not used to like traditional fighting games a lot. Is one.
I mean, yeah. Like, that's the big issue. Like, that's the overall issue. I'm not used to it. But if we're going into like details as to why, like, it's hard for me, well, let's just say that I'm spoiled by Smash Brothers' options, like offensive and defensive options. So you saw multiple times where where after I got a hit in and my opponent has tumbled onto the ground, I immediately dashed in, and then I tried to block, basically go into a defensive position, but where I just closed the space.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work. That does not work like in Smash Brothers. In fact, I put myself at a disadvantage by doing that. Instead.
That's true. Yeah.
From what I can tell, I believe the optimal strategy there is instead of just dashing up and then just hold back and wait for what my opponent does, like in Smash Brothers. So in Smash Brothers, it would be just dash the shield.
Yeah.
Instead, it would be to react to what your opponent's next option is, which is kind of hard to do on a 10-frame buffer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, fighters is a lot about predicting, knowing your opponent's moves, and knowing how to counteract said moves, and that's like you have like a bunch of like options in the sense a lot, and then it's in the 2D. It's like it's a lot less of you have a lot less options due to the limit of the style of gameplay and the specific types of arenas, because they're more so like there is a boundary wall. You don't go outside of the frame like Smash Brothers kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of those things is that it's like you have more freedom to choose in Smash what to do when you're put in a corner over say fighters when you're put in a corner, Carl, and all you do is block. How do you get out of that in a sense? And you have very limited options, and you have to time it right when to go out of said like block kind of thing.
Right. I feel that in Smash Brothers, though, like, Smash Brothers is also all about reading. In fact, the most combo-heavy Smash game that's comparable to Fighters is actually Melee, I would say, and maybe 64 as well. Actually, 64 more so because of its ridiculous hit stun. But if we're talking about Flash as well, then it's Melee, because neutral game is still important in Melee. However, just being aggressive and performing combos onto your opponent instead of playing the neutral game and predicting what your opponent does next is optimal. Is also optimal.
Yeah.
Compare that to actually Brawl. Brawl's game, is the exact opposite. It's the antithesis of Melee. You really can't do any combos in that game.
Yep.
Because of the low hit stun. Instead, you have to read your opponents multiple times. And like, and Brawl is actually the most mentally taxing game out of the whole entire series because of that. Because microspacing, basically the amount, like the little like movements that you do in between, like in the empty space between you and your opponent, matters a lot more in that game compared to, say, like Ultimate or in Smash 4.
Yep.
So yeah, like, how should I say? Predicting is also exists in Ultimate, but in a different way, compared to fighters. Like, there's similarities between the two, but it's ultimately different, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, we keep going.
I was just gonna say, that's why both Smash players and traditional fighters, like, players, all say that it's a rock, paper, scissors game.
Yeah, and I just think, like, for you're just not used to said, like, traditional fighting in the terms of that, in that kind of style, personally.
Yep.
I think it's just more so that you, like, Smash is very different when it comes to fighting games. It's like when you probably get used to more to fighters, I think you have less to complain about, and that's it. It's just like, but it's definitely just more of a different type of style of fighting over Smash is all. Especially since if you have almost zero, like, you say the best you have is just Ryu, and that's still technically, to me, zero experience to any traditional fighting game, to be honest. I at least have some traditional experience with traditional fighting games, and I've seen enough of it so to a point where I can kind of make some sense out of it.
Although I will say, I know that in traditional fighting games and in Smash Brothers, going back to the rock paper scissors metaphor. So was it block beats attack, and however, where's grab in fighters? How do you grab? Like, what beats block? Because
like, from what I can tell, that depends on, I may be wrong in a few cases, and this is just depends. There's only certain characters that grab. There's no official grab, but a lot of them do grab, kind of thing. Though I could be wrong. I don't know every single one of the movesets, and I should still know. I think a lot of the cases, a block does beat a lot of that stuff, but you also have to know that each block is blocking a specific type of attack. So if you do normal back, for example, Carl, okay, that blocks most, like, big attacks, but then that doesn't stop a down punch, like a down kick, or lower attack, like, when Teen Gohan does a slide kick to the ground kind of thing.
Yeah,
that attack, a regular block cannot block that, in a sense. Now a down block can't even move, like, can't even, like, stop, and can't do much, and I think a traditional, like, top attack can beat that. So it's more about, like, what type of block you perform, and what and then that determines what attack you can do, kind of thing.
Wait, you said there's different types of blocks?
Yeah, down crouch block versus regular block. Zingo, thank you for the thank you for the host, like, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. How you doing, man?
Wait, why is there two raid messages?
Raid and host combined together. How you been doing?
Ooh. Thank you for the raid.
Thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. Welcome everyone to me playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, while also talking about, like, traditional fighting games, which is completely different from Metroid Prime. Crash Bandicoot.
Smash Bros.
Yeah. We just finished playing fighters, which is why we're talking about traditional fighting games versus Smash Brothers. But hey, Crash Bandicoot. Zingo, how you doing on the Crash Bandicoot? Is this like the remake one, or is this the is this like traditional one?
Smashes Pog.
Smasher's Pog. I did not realize I forgot to follow.
Yeah, we're just talking. Yeah, we're just talking.
No PB tonight, but times have definitely been improved. Oh,
Nice.
yeah, you're doing a speed run of that. That must be really difficult, to be honest, especially with Crash, especially how difficult Crash can be.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your time on it? I don't know the speed runs for, honestly, for Crash, so I don't know how to compare it. Always want to stick on a grind. Yeah, no, I get that. But yeah, just like for those who are just curious, I'm just playing Metroid Prime 2. This is a kind of a blind playthrough, while in the background my co-commentator currently, Fantayoshi VR.
I should probably change my name just to make it easier.
A little bit maybe. He and Kraid in the chat are chatting about like traditional fighting games and all that stuff, Smash and stuff like that.
Actually, speaking of which, Matthew, do you like Pokken Tournament? Actually, yes, I do, because we're oddly enough, Pokken. I got into Pokken pretty easily compared to other traditional fighters. Although, I guess Pokken isn't like a traditional fighter because it's more of a 3D arena that goes into a 2D fighter.
Makes sense.
However, I feel like it kind of copies some of Smash's design in terms of the animation and the inputs, and also the RPS metagame. Because in that game, there are clear buttons for attack, block, and grab. So I'll just say this also as well, Nick.
Yep.
Whenever I face against you and Matt, I actually know when you guys will block. The issue is that I don't have a response for it, because typically what I would do, again in Smash Brothers, is I would grab.
Yep.
Because that beats block. But because there is no universal grab, or like I have no idea how to beat it. So I tend to lose my pressure.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
God dang it. Let's see. I'm currently playing on a non-accepted emulator, but my fastest time is 57:07. That's actually really cool. Non-accepted emulator. Really? Do they not accept emulators, or
No.
it has to be a specific kind?
It probably has to be a specific kind because of issues of cheating, I presume. Because of save states and all.
I did not know
also,
actually emulators were like you have to go with specific emulators. That's actually news to me.
Yep. Actually,
I don't know.
not-
Okay, keep in mind, just to keep my knowledge of speedrunning, I do enjoy watching speedruns, but I don't know all the nitty-gritty rules on all that stuff. I only know like kind of the basic concepts of it in the overall sense. So this is kind of news to me is all.
I was about to say, like, it's more than just save states and stuff like that. It's also, as Zinko is saying, but it could also be load inconsistency in load times, and also emulator accuracy, because you may accidentally get an unfair disadvantage or advantage in your run.
Makes sense actually. Yeah, it's
The only times emulators are widely accepted, like there's no argument contested, is if it's official by the developers, like the 3D All Stars collection.
You know, that makes a lot more sense why that is the case, actually. That makes a lot more sense. Crate says probably didn't give it a fair chance. Honestly, I think Pokemon Tournament is one of those underused, underrated games that it's tried, like, but it's definitely very different. It's like it seems like a combination of both traditional and modern, which is a little bit a hodgepodge weirdness for some people. And that's just just for some people, not everyone.
I think it's because it's a 3D arena, like you can't hold back you can't just rely on the player to hold back just to block. they have to dedicate a block button to like a button to block. So immediately that kind of is weird. But then you also have like I don't think there's any heavy attack. Now that I think about it, there's no light, medium, and heavy. It's all like on one button, just like in Smash Brothers.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah,
I might be wrong. I might be wrong though. I haven't played in a while.
So Metroid is going actually pretty well, Zingo. Like, actually, I just got out, like, getting unlost. Like, I couldn't find out where to go, so it took me a while to actually find out where to go for once in Metroid Prime Trilogy. So now I'm actually making progress to actually move forward with the story and complete this game. I did complete Metroid Prime 1 a while ago. Nightwill, take care, and thanks for joining on the stream and everything. Really do appreciate it. Nightwill. Shout outs to Will Carl.
Yes. Also, shout out to Mike as well.
Yeah, and Mike as well. Yeah, and yeah, Metroid Prime Trilogy is a nice way to get into the Metroid series, but this is like 3D Metroid over 2D Metroid. 2D Metroid is like you can always try the original or like Super Metroid. They've always been highly regarded as some of the best 2D Metroids of all time. So Metroid is definitely a series all about like going to places, unlocking new, like going to places and then coming back to them to get new collectibles that you couldn't get before, and exploring. And it has all this more dark undertone kind of story. So like in the sense of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, I'm in a world where it's technically split in itself, where there's a dark side and a light side, and you see all this death because originally Samus was here to figure out what happened to a bunch of soldiers that were said to be very lost on the planet, since she's a bounty hunter and all. However, she then finds out that they all died, and now she has to say, like, not only get off this planet but save this planet in order to get off the planet. And so you get to see a lot of the lore aspects of this game, which is actually really interesting if you haven't tried it. What the heck? But yeah, Metroid, let's see, Crate says he definitely give Metroid Prime series, yeah, definitely. Metroid 4, has there been any updates? Thought there was a teaser and all. Teaser was like right, like before even the like, what should I say, like even the Switch coming out before, and then they restart the whole series again.
No, actually no, that was E3. No, the Switch was already out I think by 3 months. Because that was E3 of 2017.
Was it E3? Oh,
yes,
okay.
It was E3 2017.
Okay.
Then... So, although you were close. It is close, though.
Yeah, it basically, what it boils down to is what ends up being is just you need to just like how should I say, it ends up just like we're just finding out when the whole situation is, and like it was restart from the ground up again because they didn't like the direction like a couple years ago, and so we haven't hit anything back, but we're doing. Yeah, the teaser was that long ago. Yeah, Metroid always seems pretty good, but never looked into it. Metroid is definitely a different series. The reason why I never got fully into it, it kind of bored me in certain cases, aspect of it, and it was kind of slow in certain aspects as well, getting everything. But streaming helps me just like push it, and I do enjoy and appreciate Metroid in itself. I just wouldn't have done this on my own time easily because of how long it takes in a lot of cases. But yeah, Bayo, I really hope Bayo comes back, but oh no,
No, go ahead.
It's like Chris says a lot of updates almost done. It wasn't just a teaser. It had to restart the event 2 years after the teaser.
Yep.
I'm hoping that they make an update sometime this year. That's what I hope. So
I was gonna say, nah, Bayo can stay in the pits of hell because I got Smash 4 Bayo flashbacks. That's like the closest to fighters in Smash Brothers that I'll ever feel. Because Jesus Christ, she is an oppressive character in that. It's like, oh, what's that? You missed a read? Okay, let me just go ahead and witch twist you to death.
Oh, whoops, I missed. I have to go up here, right?
Yeah, Zinga, let's not get into Smash 4 Ugh. She was so good.
Like
But
Meta
oh
Knight.
my god. Worse than Meta Knight.
What?
She's actually that bad. No.
What? I don't believe you. I fought Bayos and they were not bad.
Do you want to
Jokes.
get witch twisted 4 times?
I mean, she's a
You
nice.
die from 0%.
She's a nice nurse. She's a nice lady.
You tell that to Lucas. If you need to talk to, if you want to learn how to talk to a lady, ask your mum. Oof, oof. But seriously though, like, witch time lasted for an eternity as well. Like, if you want to see Marvel in Smash Brothers, play Bayo in Smash 4. Is Bayo the GOAT character in Smash 4? Yes. Like, hands down. A lot of Bayo players will argue that, but that's because... But they'll argue that at the time, specifically because they don't want her to get nerfed. That's why. They'll say, oh yeah, she has weaknesses. Yeah, she has weaknesses, but it's so hard to exploit, and especially at a top level, where... let's just say that, yes, even if you do SDI out of her Witch Twist and her Afterburner Kick, even so, top players can, well, not even top players, heck, like even decent Bayo level, like Bayo players can just read your DI and then just continue on with the combo. Wasn't ZSS in the top 3? Yeah, is she? She was definitely high tier. She was at least high tier, along there with Sheik. I do know that.
In Ultimate or Smash 4?
Smash 4. Oh man, Smash 4 was just another mess. Like, I love Smash 4, but even I will admit that Smash 4 had so many issues.
It seems like now
Rage?
Smash 4 has is the least favorite out of all the Smash games now.
Yeah, it's clear that it was Bandai Namco's first adventure into Smash Brothers, because, like, okay, do you know the rage mechanic, Nick?
Rage.
Yes. You know Lucario.
Yes.
Lucario's aura mechanic.
Yes.
Yes. Now, imagine that, except, okay, Lucario's is still better, but imagine everyone having that starting at 30%, and then maxing out at 150. Let's say you're a Sheik player, okay? Hypothetically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that you are at 10%, okay? 10% damage. And let's say that your opponent is a ZSS, or Zero Suit Samus. Let's say that she's at 150, okay? You think, no problem, I'll kill her pretty easily. But let's say all of a sudden, they get a read on you. They get a read, and then they get a grab. They grab you, down throw, up air into straight up B. They get the first hit of up B. You're dead at 40%.
Ah, yeah.
Off of Final Destination.
Speaking about fighting games and Pokken, I think it's interesting that they did 3D Battery and 2D Fighter in the same game. I've never tried it, but it does have commands. Does it make commands confusing? It depends on how they utilize the 3D environment. In a lot of cases with 2D traditional fighting games being in a 3D environment, especially in the old days, it's a mess. It's a straight up mess because you have to keep in mind of so many different aspects of the game that it ends up just being a lot of it, like in 2D aspect, it's kind of out of your control, which I don't see a lot of 2D, like a lot of 2D with 3D environment games anymore, due to the fact that there's a lot that you have to maintain and keep track of in your limitations. That's the big problem about it. Though I heard Pokken is decently good at it, just decently. I don't know anything else about it after that though. Fanta, do you ever look back on old matches in Smash 4? Yep.
Yep, and that's what the heck we were playing. Yes. Smash 4. Smash 4. So many weird design decisions. Okay, like, oh man. Why do they think Rage in that game was a good idea?
Nope, don't ask
Because
me.
it's essentially stating that, oh, you're losing? Oh, you're actually winning. That's what Rage is in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically rewarding players for being bad. I think, and I know why they did it. It's not just because, Smash is, also a casual game. It's actually because it's based off of Bandai Namco's own games. They do Tekken, right?
Yep.
Just want to make sure. Yeah. In some of their Tekken games, they have something similar to Rage. Like in the
I believe it.
where
they
you have
Tekken.
yeah, like where you have like very very low health, yet the power of your attacks are increased. So it's not just in Smash Brothers. It also exists in the other games. However, I think it's more balanced in those games simply because of the environment that it's in. Because you don't have as much mobility in a traditional fighter compared to Smash Brothers. But they took the same concept and they're like, oh yeah, let's just keep the same multipliers, like the same damage multipliers from Tekken and just put into Smash Brothers. And yeah, that's gonna be a good idea, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. That's why in Smash Ultimate it's much, much weaker. Like, you won't die from a straight back air from a Lucario at 150%, at 30%, at the middle of the stage. Now it would take about, I think, 70%, which is decent. That's still a strong attack, but at least it's reasonable. However, Rage does make some issues.
Yep.
Like in traditional fighters, every attack does a set amount of damage, does a set amount of knockback. Like, you do a strong attack, you send them flying, and it goes for a certain distance. So, what's interesting is that in the Smash Bros. Series, this is, I believe, as far as I can tell, unique to Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Stale moves. The more you use the same move without using any other move, the less damage it deals. And in Smash Brothers, whenever you deal less damage, the less amount of knockback your opponent receives. So even let's say that you do forward smash multiple times, and it sends them a certain distance. The more times you use it in succession, the less the less far they'll be launched, which in my opinion incentivizes other the user to use other attacks because of how the scale system works. However, when you have Rage, all of a sudden you deal more damage starting at 30%, and it increases the more damage you have, meaning that trying to create certain consistent combos at certain percentages is next to impossible, because you have to account for not only your rage but also your opponent's rage. Fortunately, it's a lot more consistent in Ultimate, but my god, Smash 4 combo system, it's so hard to keep track of because of its rage.
Oh, you talk about rage in Smash Ultimate.
Oh, Smash Ultimate is rage is a lot more manageable. Which I think you were gonna read Crate's comment.
Yeah, I was reading Crate's comment, and I was wondering if you're answering that or not.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it doesn't. It's exactly the same as in Smash 4. The difference being is the damage multiplier. If I recall, I think it was a 1.2 times damage multiplier in Smash 4, which is ridiculous. I think now it's a lot less than that. It's like 1.1 or 1.15, something like that.
Makes sense?
Thank God.
Haha.
Can you imagine that kind of damage output, like 1.2 times damage multiplier in fighters? Oh wait, you actually have sparking.
Yeah, but in sparking, in a sense, is a little bit more balanced, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a one-time use item.
It's a one-time
essentially.
use, and it only lasts for like what, 15 seconds, I think, 10-15 seconds. And honestly, that is like, it's very manageable. Plus, as with the way fighters is, as long as you keep them in the stun lock, they waste their sparking in a sense. So it's a very risky thing. So in the sense of fighters, yeah, there's a rage mechanic that's something like that, where it does twice the amount of damage and it has health regen, but it's very limited. It's like, it's not Smash where it's like, oh yeah, one time use. It's Smash where in Smash, like, it's continuous until you die and you get a new stock kind of thing. But even then, it's like, it's not one-time use. It's like you can get it again in the next stock as long as you play it safe.
Yep.
I don't think it's just like, I like fighters. It's just because it's like, but it's like my main appeal, why I like fighters is just like, it's main combos really, but because it's so much easier than something like Street Fighter, in my opinion, where it has a lot more unique combos and different button presses than, like, say, fighters, where it's like a lot of it's just quarter circle, light, medium, and all that stuff. It's all about the timing and everything then at that point. His Tekken is like different rage though, yeah. Do attacks do more damage in Tekken 7 with rage, or does it have or is it just the rage move stuff?
I don't play Tekken, but but since it is developed by Namco as well, I'm going to assume it's similar in Smash. In other words, the rage itself is a multiplier that's added onto the standard damage.
Yep.
And okay, let's see. I got to hear your opinion on Rivals of Aether and its game design on trying to be Smash but more improved for competitive fighting. Actually, okay, Rivals of Aether is actually one of the most unique platform fighters I've ever seen, because they forego shielding. Like, you can't shield in that game, nor can you grab the ledge. Instead, you have a parry mechanic, where it's the shield button, except your character will go into this parry animation, and if you miss, you leave yourself wide open. So you can't hold shield and just be defensive all the time. Instead, you actually have to time your parry. And what's cool is that, just like in Melee, if you perfect shield a projectile, and in the case of Rivals of Aether, if you parry a projectile, it gets reflected, and that's really, really cool. And actually, that's something that I really wish existed in Ultimate. Like, I really wish that if you parry a projectile, then you just reflect it, and it gets sent back to your opponent, because that will actually decentivize camping. And that's what Rivals of Aether actually does fairly well. They actually reduce the amount of camping.
Camping.
Also a lot more fun to play, because you're like what you're doing right now.
What?
Like what you're doing right now, you're camping inside.
I have to get my health back.
Oh, okay. I see. So, what else? You mean perfect shielding in Melee? Yes, I called it perfect shielding in Melee, Zingo. Don't know why they removed it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, like perfect shielding, that's similar to Melee. Yeah, they did remove it. But perfect shielding in general, no, they kept it. It's just not as great. Oh, must have missed it. Oh, well, no worries on that.
Don't worry. We go through a lot of topics that, it ends up being like, it ends up being a lot of like, you don't know what we talk about here and there.
So going back to Kraid, was it to Kraid's question? Um, with Rivals of Ether, how should I say this? Like, so because you can't grab the ledge in that game, instead you can actually act out of your up B by wall jumping. So you can actually wall jump, up B, then wall jump again, and then do up B again, which is super cool. And the amount of hit stun that there is actually comparable to Melee, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a lot closer to 64 amount of hit stun.
Hmm?
Like Smash 64's hit stun, which, by the way, Nick, if you remember, is ridiculously high. And also you can air dodge in Rivals of Ether, which mean you can do directional air dodges, meaning you can actually wave dash. However, that's wave dashing in Ether is actually not that great compared to Melee. Because the reason being is because it doesn't actually give you that much distance. Like it's great for, I guess, microspacing, but in terms of gaining distance, you're better off just running. Actually, what's cool is that when you do a directional air dodge in Rivals of Ether, you don't go into freefall, like in Melee. And you're not put into so much lag, just like in Ultimate. Instead, you can actually just jump out. Like, you get the same amount of end lag as you would with, well, just doing a regular air dodge. And you can actually just jump out of it fairly easily. So yeah.
It's actually kind of funny that I'm looking at Bandai Namco's like types of games, and apparently they I know Bandai Namco is more so of a publisher company, but their only developed games consist of Mario Super Sluggers, Smash 4, Pokken, Mario Sports Superstars, Pokken Tournament DX, Smash Ultimate, and the new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, it's like all Nintendo.
Like Nintendo has like a share on specifically on Bandai Namco, which honestly is fine. It's just one of those. It's funny to think about when it comes to Bandai Namco and saying like, oh, what games did they personally develop? They didn't really personally develop a lot of games.
Yeah. I really like that you like Rivals. I think Smash has some things that I can learn from it. Do you want real wave dashing in Smash Ultimate? Yes, please. And it's not because, oh, make it more like Melee. No. Actually, there's a few things I don't want Smash Ultimate to take from Melee.
I want my Melee HD, please.
But like Smash Ultimate would actually benefit from wave dashing. You know what's sad, Nick?
What?
In the game files, if you actually look at the XML files for Smash Ultimate, the properties of wave dashing is literally 1 unit away from being identical to Melee.
Probably did it on purpose.
Unit. They most likely did it on purpose. Like, you know how when you do a directional air dodge, your character kind of moves backwards a bit and then air dodges? It's kind of weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out, if you actually you modify that value, the value of directional air dodging by 1 unit, it turns out when you do a directional air dodge with the modified value, it's pretty much identical to Melee. Huh. Go figure.
I mean, Smash does have a lot of fine tuning, which in the same thing as like fighters, they require a lot of fine tuning. It's specifically set within the game's like own world and style fighting. Like one little tweak, like in a sense, could change the balance of the entire game. And they probably did it just because they wanted a little more unique style.
Yeah.
As well as like not make it too much similar like Melee. Kind of like they might make their own unique style is all.
Yeah, and I think that was the intent. Which makes sense. Like, every Smash game is unique in that regard. Although, what's interesting though is the...
Yep. Did Carl's
Or if
internet
you
bug
air
out?
dodge too much. Huh?
What?
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, my internet did just bug out for a bit. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So
Spaghetti-o.
so you know how if you roll too much, you air dodge too much, or you spot dodge too much,
Yeah, yeah.
the amount of intangibility frames that you have decreases and it gets laggier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember that wave dashing is essentially doing a directional air dodge very close to the ground.
I
Now,
attempted that. I failed.
now, well, but here's the thing. But here's what I'm trying to get at. If they actually kept traditional wave dashing in Ultimate, then that means that wave dashing could potentially be, could actually potentially be a glass cannon. In other words, you sacrifice defensive options for offensive options. Like, wouldn't that actually be cool? That you actually have to think about when you want to wave dash, and it gives it gives the players options. Like, guys to think, maybe I should save my intangibility frames here, and not wave dash, or I can start to go all in and start wave dashing into my opponents. Like, that would have been cool. Like, that is a legitimate missed opportunity. But again, Nintendo's game design philosophy, they want to make things unique amongst other games.
It's also that you're not the one who's directing Smash. You're not the creative director at all.
I
So,
get that. I understand. But
yeah,
it is my take.
Yeah, it is one of your take out of many who would think they could handle making Smash as well.
It's not easy. And it's not easy. Yeah.
Yep, it's definitely not easy.
I mean, look at I think their name is called Wave Dash Games. Yeah, I think they're out of business now. I think about it.
I thank you for restoring energy to the Temple of Agon. Ah, these bugs. Your valor honors the Luminath, for those who have passed and those who remain here under my protection as they sleep in the deep stasis. Be on guard, for the Ing do not suffer defeat lightly. They will surely seek revenge for your actions. Is the music loud enough? Because I can't tell. With the energy lost in the desert region, they will increase their efforts on other lands. I have detected unusual amounts of Ing activity in the Torvis sector. The enemy is on the move. The swamplands of Torvis are treacherous and can hinder your considerably. Bear this in mind as you move through the bog. Seek the Temple of Torvis. More knowledge awaits you there. May the light of Aether serve you well. Alright. How would you rate Smash Ultimate overall as a competitive game, given some of the things we complain about? And do you think Melee is the best design for Smash? Also, create quick comments. Love your voices. Thank you very much. Music could be a tad louder. Got it. Well, I made it increase it a little bit louder, so it should be okay.
Okay, so, Smash Ultimate as an overall competitive game, I think it's good. Lots of room for improvement. In fact, that's my TLDR, review of competitive Smash Ultimate. It has potential to be a lot better. It's already great as it is, but my god, they could do a lot more. And Melee? But okay, so this is a tough one. Because if we're talking about design, like intentional design, hell no. No way. It is not. But that doesn't mean it's bad. But if we're talking about unintentional design, oh yeah, it's pretty good. But there's some stuff that I don't quite agree with in Melee, such as L canceling. In all honesty, L canceling is not skillful. It's just weird. Because you're just pressing a button to reduce lag, versus, say, wave dashing, which requires a series of buttons to actually get more, to actually get a positional advantage. And However, there is a few things that I do think Smash Ultimate could take from Melee, like aside from proper wave dashing. One thing that it could do is reintroduce perfect shield, like reflecting projectiles with perfect shields. Another thing that they could do is what's it called? Is reintroduce spiking and meteor. No, not spiking. Meteor canceling. So for those who don't know, there is a difference. So okay, for those who don't know, spiking and meteor canceling are often used interchangeably in Smash Brothers, at least outside of Melee. And the reason being is because it's essentially an aerial move that sends an opponent downwards to the blast zone. Now, typically, that's all there is to it. However, in Melee, there's specific angles that determines what spikes are and what meteors are. Meteors are more along the lines of 90 degrees to I think around 70-degree angles, and anything outside that range that still sends you at a downward angle, like say for example at a 60-degree angle, is considered to be a spike. So anything that's within 70 to 90 degrees can be jump canceled out of. So in other words, even if you get sent straight downwards, you can still get saved. You can still save yourself with that by jump canceling and immediately, recovering. But with spikes, you can't do anything about that. You are essentially stuck in hit stun throughout that whole entire animation, typically to your death.
Or Smash, yeah.
Yeah, aka Marth's down air, Falco's down air. The nipple spike from Falcon, I am not joking by the way. There is for some reason a weird hitbox on Captain Falcon's down air that is at his nipples.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, okay, thanks game designers.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Sure. But yeah. Like, those kinds of things I think they should re-implement, in my opinion, because I think it's pretty cool. But stuff like, oh, I don't know, Luigi's dash attack, no, I'd rather take ultimates, please. Yeah, did you know that Luigi's dash attack doesn't work in... Was it in Melee?
No. I think I might have heard of it.
So the final hit on Luigi's dash attack doesn't exist because it was carried over. Like the animation was based off of Smash 64 Luigi, which in that game, if you do Luigi's dash attack, the final hitbox is missing because the developers did an oopsie in the code. Like again, no joke. It's like literally a small bug that they could have fixed. Also, hi Adrenaline.
Hey Andre, how you doing, buddy? How was your stream earlier today and everything? We're literally talking about a lot of like fighting games and like in a sense traditional like fighting games like Melee and Smash Ultimate. So if you want to come hang out and listen to that, it's totally fine.
Yeah, like basically we just played Fighters earlier. Hence why we're talking about traditional fighting games and Smash Brothers. Right now we're just answering Craig's question right here. Actually now he has a new question, which is...
And also I'm playing Metroid Prime 2 in the background. This is just more of a me completing the game and enjoying the story and casually going. So any of these types of conversations that usually just happens when I play these types of games. So, yeah.
So we talked about what Ultimate needs to improve on. What does Ultimate do well, though? So Smash Ultimate, first of all, its roster, fantastic. Like, honestly, that's like its biggest selling point and its best aspect. And as well as its fan service. The amount of characters that there are, and the amount of stages, and how should I say? Like, again, we're just focusing on good for now, like what it does well. Its music offerings, stage builder is actually pretty decent in this game. Not gonna lie.
Like, Ultimate is definitely like, in my opinion, though. Just really quickly, is the best like it's the best feeling fighting game. I played, and I played all the fighting Smash Brothers games personally.
Let's see. I do like. I do like some of the movement options. Okay, like that one's a double-edged sword though. I like the fact that you can act out of dash. Like you can do a lot of things out of dash. So you can dash into jab, dash into shield, dash into smash attack, dash into tilt. Like those are pretty cool. However, I think that's about it though. There's a few things that I believe that they can definitely improve on. It's more that they can improve rather than just outright suck. Because there are a few things that do outright suck. For example, like... Well, okay, Adrenaline, it kind of exists. Like, dash dancing kind of exists. It exists more so than, say, Smash 4. Smash 4, you literally had to do a foxtrot dance, is what I call it, at least. We had to foxtrot into another foxtrot, which is extremely inconsistent.
To go on to a previous comment for Andre, yeah, like I saw you doing Cuphead. I know Cuphead's really difficult. Wish you luck on trying to complete that, because that is not an easy game, even on co-op. Yeah, Biz and I discussed that earlier, but it's just like his schedule is way weirder than mine. So scheduling that is just one of those things that eventually we'll get into it. I didn't realize he plays fighters, that's why. So it was just like, it was really cool to see another person play fighters, to be honest. So for sure.
I was just gonna like say real quick that earlier, when Kraid was asking me about how I thought about Smash was as a competitive game overall, I gave suggestions about its missed opportunities, such as proper wave dashing. Because here's the thing. Sakurai, again, I know this isn't Sakurai's wishes, but if it were me, what I would have done was I would have kept the amount of intangibility frame, the same system of decreasing tangibility frames the more you use defensive options, such as shielding and spot dodging. However, I would also allow the users to do proper wave dashing and just use it as a gambling tool, where they have to think, maybe I should not wave dash here and save my intangibility frames, so that I can have, so just in case I can get out of a pickle, or let me just go ahead and quickly let me just wave dash onto the platform here so that I can get an easy back air onto my opponent and finish the stock. Imagine the possibilities and the amount of options that you can do, and also the risk versus reward system that could have happened. That would have been pretty cool. But, as we discussed earlier, that would have been against Sakurai's intention, because he loves to make unique Smash games. Because, let's face it, it also makes a lot of sense. As a game designer myself, I can understand why Sakurai would do this.
It's all about the decisions and everything, and I mean, I appreciate Sakurai making Ultimate being very beginner friendly to a lot of cases, because 64 had clunky design and that was the first of its kind. Melee is definitely way focused on competitiveness, and then unintentionally, yeah. And then Brawl is just not, it's more very, very casual, but the tripping and the whole other mechanics are just awkward. Smash 4 is kind of it can be exploited very easily.
Well, I think poorly designed is a better word.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say that is because it's Bandai Namco's first time of making a Smash game.
Yeah.
L canceling is unnecessary, so I don't think Ultimate needs that. Yeah, I straight up agree with that. L canceling is just not skillful to do, in my opinion. Because what's that? You timed to press L, the shield button, within 7 frames of doing a regular aerial attack. Okay, sure, yeah. Man, oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I'm just reading.
Oh. I'm just reading Adrenaline's comments, about shield dropping. the sad thing is that they had shield dropping in the E3 demo. Ah. Like, they had it in there, and then they took it out. Like, I remember literally on day one trying to shield drop. I'm like, what the heck? Why can't I shield drop? It's like, it's not in the game? What? Yeah, the dash dance is, quote-unquote dash dance is good enough, but yeah. Like, really, the only thing that you can cancel out of a dash stand, out of initial dash, is jump. So, yeah. Yeah, it was. It was in the E3 demo. I remember doing it myself, like, when I was at PAX.
Yeah,
Actually
no,
frustrating,
I
like-
remember Carl doing a lot, try to say a lot and during, like, all that stuff.
Let's see. It's actually frustrating that all you can do to drop through is jump fall through a stand, still unfold. Yeah. Or, yeah, yep. I agree. It's sad that they removed options. And also, actually, that is one thing that I will say, like, how should I say? Ultimate's biggest appeal is also a double-edged sword. Yes, there is a lot of characters here, but because there's a lot of characters, how should I say, the amount of character depth there is shallow compared to other compared to other Smash games, even Smash 4, believe it or not. The reason, and that's actually one of the main reasons why I actually stopped playing Smash Ultimate for quite a long time. And why I don't play it nearly as often compared to, say, even Smash 4. Now I'm getting back into it because of a character that I finally found that I feel like has character depth that I'm looking for, which is Cloud.
Hero.
No, not Hero! Although Hero is pretty memey. But Cloud, I feel like, in my opinion, feels like it has a lot of character depth and potential. With other characters, I just feel like I already reached their potential and it's like, okay, I'm done. Like, again, going back to the Dragon Ball Z analogy with Goku. Goku would rather... Yeah, Goku.
Every time you say
Goku.
Goku, I'm pretty sure it's because of Light Arrow. You keep saying Goku, but
It's actually because of a different YouTube channel, but I digress.
yeah.
With... Like, going back to Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z like analogy, it's... Goku would rather take the challenge and learn the process rather than get the results immediately. Like, because otherwise he would have just wished for, you know, he would have wished for infinite power or something like that, you know, or wished to be the strongest in the universe. And obviously that's something that Goku wouldn't do.
You don't know
And
that.
pretty much- and that's something that I wouldn't do.
You don't know
So-
that.
You don't know me.
You
Let's
don't
see.
know me more than me. Wait a minute.
See,
That
I-
doesn't make any sense.
I love Chrom and Roy though. They feel so well. Yeah, actually, they were my first main, but then I stopped because I can't do anything against projectiles with Roy. You know what's one of the worst things about Ultimate that's so fixable? In Ultimate, you choose stages before characters. What fighting game ever does? Wait, what's wrong with that? I actually like that change. I find it to be fine.
It's
Like-
it's just interesting. It's a different style from traditional. Like from traditional fighting games. It's like same thing with Dragon Ball Fighters.
Because
Smashed
the reason
it
why I say
differently.
the reason, I mean, well, okay, because you need to know the matchup before you can ban and choose stages. Well, I mean, I feel like, personally speaking, from a competitive standpoint, it feels convenient to have the stages first, because you do stage strikes first. Like, because typically what happens before Smash Ultimate was that you would, like, after a match, you would go to the character select screen, then you immediately press start, and then go to the stage, to the stage list, and then you would discuss with your opponent what to strike and where to go next. Then you would go back to the character select screen and then choose your characters, then go back to the stage list, and then choose the stage, and then start the match. I feel like Bandai Namco and Sakurai knew about competitive Smash, because let's be real, they actually do pay attention, despite what everyone thinks. So they saw that, and they're like, it'd probably be just easier to just, you know, make the stages go first. and it does. Now the caveat is that you have to select your characters over and over and over again, and the amount of loading that it takes for the CS portraits to appear is kind of aggravating, but they probably think it's a necessary evil.
But then you gotta ask your opponent what character they're playing. Why can't Smash Ultimate remember what the color of your character when you pick the name? You know, that's just Nintendo cutting some unnecessary, like some minor corners in certain aspects. That's just Nintendo itself.
And they could have implemented what Project M did, where you pick characters, go to stage select, and then press X to ban a stage. Yeah, they could have, but the thing is that Nintendo typically doesn't like to copy fan stuff.
And they like to do their own stuff too. Yep.
Yep, even if it's for the worse. I agree. I do like Project M's approach to stage striking, but yep.
The thing is about Nintendo is that it's very conservative mind, and this is what I complain about. Nintendo has I went on a rant about Nintendo like a long time ago about like them not using enough resources. Like seriously, to be honest, the Pokemon community and the Smash community are one of the toxic, if not the toxic communities, at least for Nintendo kind of thing. Like,
well, like they could do. Okay, so what Nick is trying to get at is they could do more to manage the community.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they also, not just that, they have other things like in Pokemon with the mind of going with them developing themselves. They have Nintendo of America, which does almost nothing in terms of anything in game design. They have all these people that are talented enough to do it. They have the resources, they have the money, they have all this stuff, but they don't utilize it because they want to focus on their own side of the company first. They just don't do it. They can hire even small teams to just balance out Pokemon. And for Smash, I mean Smashers, I think it's a decent sized team. I think Sakurai is handling that pretty well. But for like other games, it's just that they are not utilizing it as much as they could. Like this is like just Nintendo on the business side, and it's hurting them more nowadays. It's like it's not working anymore. And this is like I honestly say is just because there are a bunch of people there that are going with the more traditional Japanese aspect of it. Carl can attest to this pretty much.
Yes. Was it Kyle and I can definitely attest to it.
Yeah, and it's like I understand that there's some people want to keep the tradition and it's like all that stuff, but in this day and age, that mindset is slowly becoming null, and like it's more hurting than anything at this point.
Yep.
So Nintendo needs to start like actually getting better, which could be not until like they get through a whole generation of them retiring and then new blood coming in, which Iwata was getting close to making it a reality until his sudden passing, which honestly is very depressing, but that is a different thing. Mine says in general, right? That's why they don't put additional rollback. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, what's interesting in Adrenaline is that the Switch isn't even capable of rollback. It's just straight up not, because it needs to... It's not powerful enough. Unless you somehow implement a server rollback netcode, which kind of defeats the purpose of rollback at that point.
I argue that the Pokemon community has some of the nicest people in it. I just think it sounds toxic because how much they care about lazy Game Freak. Smashes, they're toxic. No.
By the way,
no. Like, actually, no. I've seen my fair share of the Pokemon community's bad side. And honestly, I've been seeing it since like Gen 5, how very critical people are about like it's not that they care about Game Freak. They straight up threaten, like, no joke, by the way, they straight up threaten the developers to a point where some developers could like ended up just like really getting morally bad. In some cases it's not great. Like the Pokemon community is pretty toxic. I don't know if it's like as toxic as Smash. I haven't been in both for long enough, but Pokemon community is straight up bad. Also, hey Lucrosis, we're talking about stuff here, but yeah, no, I honestly, the Pokemon community is straight up toxic. It's just now more vocal about it. I've seen my fair share about it, and they are claiming that they are better, slash comparing them to other people, fan projects and stuff like that, saying these are very incapable developers and stuff like that. They are not being very nice or like friendly about it. That's straight up toxic behavior. So unfortunately, I have to very disagree with that. But I'm not saying everyone is. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's just the very vocal part of it.
Although, man, Smash 4 Baywitty won.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about toxicity in Smash, I mean, aside from the recent events, like we're talking about in Smash 4, Bayo and Cloud.
Killer nerds, yeah.
Because
I know about Pokemon community, but Smash community is pretty toxic. Yep, anyone they are toxic towards game devs. Yeah, Pokemon community, like goes for anything, even The Last of Us 2, which is one thing I don't ever support toxicity in a lot of cases, even in Smash, but I don't see in Smash a lot because
you haven't paid attention much.
not so much, but I know that in Pokemon community they threaten the game developers, like literal life-threatening death threats. Like, no joke. Do you think I'm joking? But a lot of people threatened them to the point where even threatened Masuda on Twitter. They straight up publicly threatened them, and to this day a lot of them did not even get in trouble. So it's just like, it is a huge deal. Like, it's no joke. And you think it's just the Pokemon community. No, this is like a very common thing in modern days, especially with the internet. People are death threatening because, oh, you're not doing it this way, or you're not doing it this way, my favorite character's on this way, and I can do it better than you can. Death threats are always going to happen. And in the games nowadays, especially a very big, popular, and very huge community like Pokemon and Smash, they're bound to happen no matter what. It's just nowadays Pokemon and Smash are very vocal about it. Also, succinctly, articulately put, dude. Yep. I'm glad I have came across I think that's some nice people. Yeah, no, Kraid. There's a lot of nice people in Pokemon and in Smash. I mean, you guys are. Everyone here is, at least I say, like, are on the good side of all that stuff. We can be critical about it, but we're not like so toxic about it, which I do appreciate. Yeah. Like, this is where it's just like, you're just be glad you're not being part of those types of groups where people straight up death threat developers, saying that you guys are terrible at doing your jobs and we can do better, saying these people who have never done or don't know how game development is. Like, straight up.
Yep.
But that's like a little tangent rant on my end. I've seen too much, my fair share, on Twitter, social media, and YouTube. Like, there's a point where I say being critical about something is fine, but then it's like when you get to a point where you start claiming that you're better or death threatening developers, that's where I lose respect for you as an individual. Unless you know exactly what you're talking about in terms of developing and all that stuff, you have zero idea what game development is or what it's like.
Death threats is just a straight up no anyways.
Oh, death threats, like, I will never accept death threats. Like, straight up, like, you should not even think about death threatening any like those people. Like, those are human individuals, for one thing. Like, yeah, they may not be doing their job right. I mean, I don't like a lot of aspects of certain things, like in like, I don't agree in certain aspects of Pokemon I don't agree in certain aspects of Smash, of course not, but I will never go out of my way to death threat them. That's just like, why would you go out of your way to death threat these types of people?
Although in the case of Game Freak being lazy or Nintendo letting them, though, I don't know if Nintendo really is fully to blame in that case, because Game Freak is, for the most part, kind of autonomous, aren't they?
Autonomous in what regard?
In terms of like what they can do, because yes, they're not. I mean, they're a second-party company, but Nintendo doesn't exactly dictate them what they can and can't do. That's more of the Pokemon company, if I recall.
Like, actually, Nintendo is very, in terms of making games, they're not as conservative in certain regards. In many regards, I should say. Certain regards, like in certain small little functionalities, like better online system and stuff like that, they're a little conservative. That's Nintendo's side. But when But when it comes to game design, that's more on Game Freak's end, and that's more on the not developers, because developers are also a different aspect of said company. That's more on the, how should I say, shareholders, as well as the mindset of the company itself, specifically, I would say. Nintendo does not dictate development content only on the monetary aspect.
Yep.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, very. They do the budgeting and everything like that. I watch sports and I can't believe how some of the fans will make death threats because they miss a catch. Oh, you like this is one thing I kind of feel like why social media and having internet is becoming a very negative impact in a lot of our society now. It's just like, it's the way people use it now, because you can death threat people anonymously almost and have almost zero consequences, because there's no like hardcore rule that people get in big trouble for it. And yeah, there's like always the you shouldn't death threat people and they get in trouble, but to be honest, no one regulates that much. Like, heck, I haven't heard on the big news about everyone being who death threat developers straight up got like in trouble, fined, or jail time for it. They didn't even get any punishment other than being blocked on the social media. That's the worst they've gotten, and it's like, that's really not much. That's not really much of a consequence. So in terms of regulation, that is just, unfortunately, that's how the human mindset is nowadays. That is just an unfortunate thing.
I think I'm gonna start heading up to bed. I actually have to wake up a bit. Good luck for Metro Prime 2.
For sure.
Gonna be. I gotta prepare for tomorrow. Yep.
You gotta make a speech or something?
Huh?
You gotta make a speech.
No.
Carl's making a speech.
4 years ago.
God dang it, not that speech. No, do the Hamlet one.
Nah, it's not Paragon. I'm not Justin.
Yeah, so you can kind of see it in the top left corner. Right up there, he's Fanto right there. Paragon is not on this call tonight. He's been taking a rest. Very late streams lately.
Yep. But yeah. Actually, I guess I actually am going to be doing Smash Bros tomorrow.
Go for it.
Yep. Again, it's probably going to be the primary thing, although I will be doing some Mario Kart as usual. But also, I'm thinking about adding in Mario Tennis Aces.
Do you actually have that game?
Yes, I do.
Great, now I have to install that game now.
I don't know how many people own it though.
I own it. I just haven't touched it ever since I tried streaming that one time very early on, and I stopped because one, I didn't have any ability to have it, and two, I got really that was during a frustrating time of that stream. I got yeah, I just stopped it. I was playing the campaign and everything, but I just stopped it. I haven't touched it ever since.
I see. Also, I am thinking about before I do go, I actually am thinking about doing some community challenges later on, like for that stream tomorrow. Well, I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Japanese only stream, anyone?
Oh boy, I will not be able to be participating in that. How late
It's actually
for how late for Smash Bros? Because I have to watch the Super Bowl. I don't even know when the Super Bowl is gonna happen.
I think it's going to be early on.
Yeah, Super Bowl usually is like late
Wait, when does the
afternoon,
Super Bowl
early
start?
evening.
Is that like...
Super Bowl starts at 3 p.m. to
And then...
yeah. I think it's at 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. our time. Like 3:30 our time.
3:30 p.m. That's when it starts, and then how long does the Super Bowl how long do football games usually last for?
It will not go to 8 o'clock, Carl. I will guarantee you that.
Oh, if
They go on for a while, but they will never go till like more than like 3 hours.
Oh, if that's the case, then great. You'll be here on time. Don't worry. Yeah. I might actually start some Mario, after some Animal Crossing. Probably will start with like Mario Tennis Aces just for a bit to see if anyone's interested. But then after that, I'm gonna go into Smash Bros.
Sounds good.
Yep. I might do some Melee like someday as well.
Man, online Melee. Andre would be there.
Oh, Andre would just kick my ass. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, no, I've seen him play. He's really good.
Yeah, so good that he got featured in an MVG clip.
Wait, what?
Yeah, not joking. There was a highlights montage of wolf clips in Melee, and Adrenaline's was a clip from Adrenaline's stream actually got featured in the bonus section.
Wow.
Yeah. So
impressive. But yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, Craig, thanks for the discussions. Yeah, and it's like, where are we located? North in Washington. We're located in like the northwestern part of the USA. So
yes, West Coast.
West Coast, yeah. So yeah, we will be like California time, Los Angeles time. That's our time specifically. But yeah.
Yep. How do you guys feel about learning
the game to a competitive level? Just let me know. These are people, but I'm pretty sure you guys aren't into it. Me, for sure not. I've tried Melee enough that I'm not gonna ever get into it competitively. For fun, every once in a while, whenever I feel like it, that's for sure. But
actually, for me, Melee for me, actually, I think I can definitely get into it.
Not for me though. Maybe for Carl, but not for me.
Maybe a collab stream one day, Adrenaline? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, no, no.
Wink, wink, no, no. Alright. But with that being said, though, I shall be going off to bed.
All right.
Glad to talk to everyone here. I actually had a lot of fun actually talking about this stuff. Also, it was a good de-stressor after fighters.
I think it's like partly your reason is just like you're learning a new keyboard and because of the whole internet issue.
Comcast is like, haha, your connection goes brrr.
Yeah. Next time it will get better, Carl. Next time.
Yeah. All right. I'm in and out. All right. See you, everyone.
See you later. Okay, I need to double check this. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about Melee, Zingo. Like, Andre Line right there is a really good at Melee. Thanks, Carl, for the lurk. I'm all right at both games, but not amazing, but at least can play. Good night. Yeah. I'm too much into Melee. Like I've played all the Smash games from the beginning to current, and I don't know. 64 seems fun because it's clunky and it's just weird. Melee, just after seeing all the competitive, I don't know. I just can't. The whole melee aspect after playing Ultimate as well, I can't get used to. But Brawl, I'm way too nostalgic for because I have more memories with Brawl, especially with the online of it and just like the Subspace Emissary. That's what I liked about Brawl. Brawl has a lot of nostalgia for me, which is probably why I'm more used to it. I can play like with the Wiimote and Nunchuck. I actually was playing a little bit of the game and showing it off to some friends because it were just like nostalgia, and it's just like I had the Wii U up and we just played it. At least I just played it because no one had it, and online was something that we had to set up for all that stuff. And Smash 4, I mean, I can get into Smash 4, but I don't have, I mean, it was just only funny because of just some of the memories of university. That's all I really had, but didn't really have too much warrant. Ultimate's better than Smash 4. BRB, no worries. Brawl was my jam as a kid, but I've gotten too much into Melee and Ultimate to get back into it. No, it's for sure. Like, Brawl, going back into Brawl with the whole, like, the whole how should I say, the whole mechanics and everything, I definitely would say going back to Brawl is not easy. Like, it straight up is not an easy game to go back and play. It is very difficult. It is I won't say it's very difficult. It's a little awkward to get back into due to the fact it's like more floating mechanics than anything. That's my thing about it. So, yeah, but I like Brawl not in like a lot of fighting sense. I would say I like it more due to the fact that going back to Subspace Emissary, it's just like at least it's not like it's so competitive and so difficult that I can't play it. It's just like with at least with Subspace Emissary was fun. Wonder how big Brawl community even is right now. I didn't even know people still play it. I don't think many people still play it. I think a lot of people only play it for Subspace Emissary, to be honest. Like, I don't think no, there is technically competitive Brawl still, but I definitely think it's more about Subspace Emissary at this point. It's not about like the oh man, I messed up there because stupid plus. But yeah, no, I think it's more about like the Subspace Emissary, because heck, Subspace Emissary was my jam. There's a lot of flaws with it, and I do have some problems with it after going back to it, but I enjoyed the heck out of it when I was a kid, and going back to it was just like, it was so cool going back to it nostalgic wise and everything. Like Subspace Emissary. Me and Brian are gonna play Subspace Emissary. Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, no, and stream. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, I've actually played it a little bit on PM, but I know that university friend did it completely with another friend in PM mechanics. It was interesting, but definitely like it was definitely a very difficult thing to do. It's not easy, very not easy, for sure, for sure. Ah, yes, dinos. I did play a lot of PM in college. Yeah, no, so there was a time where so one of the cool, like, well, actually had fun aspects, but this was also one of the reasons why I stopped playing Smash a lot. Like, so in university, I got into PM a lot because I had friends there who were like big Smash fans, and they were like, yeah, I got that, and I actually enjoyed playing Smash, but they were like really big into, let's play PM Smash. And so I got into it. I actually enjoyed it, but it was also a time where how should I say, it also was a bad time because it was also the reason why I really just hated Smash for a while. I really was tired of Smash. I didn't want to play any more Smash, both for like Smash 4 and like PM. Like, I really just wanted to play something else with them, but because like there was one friend who was like so addicted to Smash, like so addicted that it would be like, hey, want to play Smash with me, like every single day, and be like, hey, want to play Smash, and go on for hours on the end playing the same Smash, like playing the same like PM game and match for like hours on end. Like, it was to a point where I straight up wanted to just like say like no. We had like a little bit of a thing where it's like, oh yeah, if you're currently like leaderboards kind of thing, and it's like, I challenge you, and you're just like, so we had this like little leaderboard thing where we had, if you are playing Smash and you're on this and this is PM specifically, if you're on this leaderboard, that means you should be challenged and for better and all that stuff. And it's like, I thought like, okay, it would be nice to play a little bit and try here and there. It's not like anything too bad. The one thing what made it really regrettable to even do, the reason why I just like straight up didn't want to do it anymore, was because he kept challenging me every single day and did not even give me a break after each like challenge. Like, I straight up just wanted like, hey, can I have a day off, like a week off of not doing it and worry about other things? But his excuse was, you're on the leaderboard. Well, I have the right to challenge you every single day. And it's just like, dude, you're not making this any easier or fun. Like, this is straight up making me really hate Smash, as well as making really did not want to play with you anymore. So it ended up him being very pushy about it, to the point where I ended up just hating Smash at that point. So I stopped playing Smash. I quit PM. I quit like Smash 4 for a while, and I just straight up just like said no to a lot of it, and just like, fine, I'm off this little leaderboard, because I thought it would be fun not do it and get challenged every single day at every single moment he sees me. That there was a point where I just almost considered just like never seeing him ever the entire time, just to avoid him being challenged, because I just like, I straight up, he did not respect me enough to be like, hey, can I challenge you now? Or it's like, oh yeah, it's been a week, can I challenge you now? And it's just like, dude, I am way too tired right now to even do that. You know, that's good though, taking a break from a game when you're not enjoying it. Yeah, I was straight up getting really sick of the whole thing, and he even like, what makes it worse though is that he even knows that he's so addicted to Smash, but he didn't care about other people's like feelings and well-being. It just made me really more upset about it than anything, and just like, I honestly just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And though that's just my own personal thing, obviously It's a long time ago. Things have passed and changed, so it's not that I've gotten over it. But that's like a little story of why I kind of like with something like PM in competitive Smash, I have a very sour taste in my mouth, to be honest. So anything competitive in Smash is just not my type of thing anymore because of just like Smash Ultimate. It's a very fun game and I really do enjoy it. I just ever since then it's just kind of like, I guess you could say, PTSD with the whole like Smash experience back in university that I just ended up just not like, I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. Too much competitive aspects of it, and I just wanted it to just not happen. But I still like Smash. I still do. I still enjoy it. I don't like it's not a game where I absolutely hate from now on. I mean, I'm playing Smash Ultimate with friends. I'm talking about Smash. I'm not like never talk about Smash on my streams or in front of my face or anything like that. Like, I'm still a fan of Smash. I like Smash. I like going back to Smash here and there, and I'm not against going back to PM now. I've had my fair share of like not playing Smash for a few years is all. I think that's like the part of the beauty of Smash. You can enjoy it pretty competitively or casually. It's still a lot of fun messing around with friends with whatever rule set. That's why like I'm more casual than competitive, that's for sure, and all that. Also, hey Andrew, what's up?
Oh, howdy.
How you been doing? With
Doing alright.
cool. I don't even know what your name says. I still don't. I can't read it. It's been a long time since I last did hiragana.
It's an 18, Tasket to 18. It's an old, like, cool and create song for Toho.
Oh, okay. Well, too bad I can't read it anymore because it's been so long since I last did hiragana katakana that I can't even read hiragana katakana anymore. But yeah, Zingo, it's like with Smash, like yeah, I like Smash again, and I like it more in competitive than anything. I appreciate it being a fun party game than a competitive one, which is why it's like anybody who gets super competitive and super serious about Smash, I tend to avoid because I don't want to get too much into like I don't want to deal with this anymore kind of thing, which is why I just avoid that type of stuff. That's just how it is with me. Yeah, Andre is like competitive. I never go into competitive ever since like that bad taste. Andre have left the channel. I mean, I do enjoy seeing competitive Smash. I just don't do competitive Smash. Watching and playing is different. Yeah. But it definitely is one of those things that I just don't want to deal with playing too much of the games here and there over and over again. Totally fair. I get it that you're annoyed with some people if you argue about it, but Smash should be casual or competitive. Yeah. That's for sure. That's what I always believe. That's why I don't tell people just how to play the game, to be honest. That's just like, if you like to play the game this way, fine. I just don't drag me into it is all if I don't want to. Bro, I play competitive Smash and I don't like it a lot of the time myself. And why do you keep playing it, Andre? Comp players always poking at casual, and casual always talking about competitive playing way too serious. Casual and serious are just way, like, they don't mix well, especially with the types of game. So, it's just one of those things that you just have to learn to uh just learn to be okay with in the end. Depends on who they play usually. Oh, well, that makes sense. You don't have fun unless you have played with good people. And it's a lot of games. I got to a level where I came to realization that 90% of the players are actual idiots. Competitive wise, yep. Ah, makes sense. Not everyone can be great at being not like there are always those like people that are not great. That point in the competitive ladder. So Andrew, what have you been up to lately?
Playing Osu, right now. Played
Oh.
Eco with my friends earlier.
Nice. It's always enjoyable to see like different games like Osu and stuff like that being played. I don't know why I enjoy watching that type of stuff. I don't like that fixation of just winning rather than actually getting better and better. Yeah, no, actually for sure, I get that. If I want to win, I want to feel like me myself outplayed my opponent. Yep, so I try to avoid dumb Twitter drama. Apparently, there's a lot. The Smash community, I've just been watching, listening, winding down. Oh yeah, in the Smash community, there's a lot of that, and honestly, oh shit, I didn't using that. And yeah, in Smash community, not Smash community, on Twitter, yeah, there's always like that type of stuff. I try to avoid Twitter drama too. It's one of those things I don't like to see and don't like to deal with right now. Woo! Oh, my visor. How I've been doing? Been fine. Just had some chaotic moments yesterday and even a little bit today. We had a hype train going on and all that, but stream's going right. I'm just like casually just trying to play this one so that I can get through it sooner. I've been trying to focus on getting through like a few games lately just to make sure they've been going. How's this playthrough? It's been a while since I last picked up this playthrough, so this is just one of those like it's like it straight up is one of those like I just needed to pick it up again and just play it more, so I had to like yeah, I had to like what's the word I'm going for? Yeah, no, I had to bring it back because ever since I finished Banjo and Pokemon Black, I was just like, all right, need to focus on this type of game and this type of game and such and such. Never played Metroid aside from Smash. Metroid is pretty cool. If you want to get into 3D, recommend Metroid Prime. The trilogy is always great, though. Getting it now is like you should get a Wii U because it's not easy to get anymore. So definitely like one of those things that you should look into getting at some point if you're interested. But 2D Super Metroid, I heard, is like the best in 2D aspects of Metroid, but that's like that. Also, yeah, Hype Train. First Hype Train I ever had, and a lot of people gave me bits because they were fighting over like, oh hey, I want first place on my leaderboards, because like if you go over to my leaderboards in chat, June and like really wanted wanted that first place, so it kept giving me like 1,000 bits, and then just like the whole bit stuff. And it started with Carl Fanto being like, oh yeah, resub for me. And then it's like, oh yeah, Hype Train bits, and then people joined in and got emotes and stuff like that. And I decided to give out 5 free ones just to increase the Hype Train and all that stuff and have some fun with it. So yeah, playing with a nunchuck, that's dope. Yeah, this game requires these kinds of things. How we're doing, Kraid? So far I'm going fine. I'm exploring the what was it, Tarvas Bog. Now I'm trying to figure out where to go. I know that we're gonna be getting the grapple hook at some point, but don't know where it is yet. I'm just saying hi to a bunch of streamers. This music, no worries, great. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go for. Still need to find a save point and all that stuff first. This whole place is all about like them teleporting. So Andrew, how's your weekend been so far?
Oh, it's been alright. Hung out with some friends earlier today.
Alright.
Some Violet Evergarden.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you had Olive Garden? Oh man.
No, but we rewatched part of it. Violet Evergarden.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had Olive Garden, but yeah, no, I got that. Yeah. Oh, makes sense. Well, at least you guys had some fun with it. Energy, there we go. Is that the god? Hiking god? Saying who's talking right now? Nah, no. He's no god. Although he could be, technically. Where the heck do I go? Well, I mean, I'm exploring everywhere, so I guess like it's me who needs to check on everything. Why are you guys back? Going in from a room to a different room, but it doesn't say what enemies are like. Old style gaming doesn't save where you progress. Thought that sound like Digis BB, but no. So Andrew here is specifically a, well, I guess you can say he's the god of certain things. But yeah, no, Andrew here is a friend who likes to come in and speak about unspeakable things. Not. Dun dun dun. You're getting hit a lot for these creatures. Alright. Oh, is that the super missile pack? Please tell me that's super missile pack for once. Oh, thank you. Oh my god, I needed that super missile pack a long time ago. I hate when the game's just like, you know you're gonna get it, and it just like doesn't give it to you until much later. That when I find the next save point, I'm probably gonna end it there. We played a little bit of Metroid Prime 2, quite a bit, and I think it's like we got good amount of progress. I think that's a lot of progress actually. Didn't you say, wait, Andrew, you said you played what was it, Eco or something like that?
Yeah.
What heck is Eco again?
It's kind of like you spawn on a simulated world with other people. You have like typically like 30 days to blow up, like typical like 30 real life days to blow
Yeah.
up like a meteor that's like circling around the planet,
Mhm.
and it kind of like progress through like different levels of technology and work together to kind of meet that goal. So it's pretty fun. A lot of waiting, a lot of like try to like negotiate with like your other survivalists to get like materials and stuff.
Mhm.
But when you're just like playing with your friends, like, hey, give me your food now. Like, I'm taking your food. Can't stop me.
Don't stop me now. Makes sense. I mean, I do that with a lot of a lot of people anyway. Just like, if I know them, it's just like, no, I'm gonna take care of myself. And then anything, screw you guys. I'm on my own. Great warrior comes to temple of Torvis. May you succeed where I have failed. I am Avok, the last sentinel of this temple. Heed my words carefully. As you can see, this temple has been crippled by the ravages of war. Someone's a sleepy boy. No, I'm not, Justin. That's Andrew. While the main chamber has been mostly preserved, The remainder of the temple has been flooded. Like flooded like my frames. You must use your abilities to venture into these flooded areas and find the keys needed to enter the Dark Temple. So I have to do exactly what I did in the other area, but for this area. Waters of Dark Aether are foul and venomous. Avoid them if you can. I've updated your translator module. You can access devices and doors coded with emerald holograms. Search the areas now open to you. So now I can explore more areas finally. The ink will seek your light with great zeal. Do not underestimate them. The time for talk is over. Good hunting, and may the light of Aether guide your aim. Never said who. You're implying it to be me, but actually Andrew is extremely tired. Also, with people who want to hear my deeper voice, well, now you got it, because this is usually how I sound when it gets to a point of my body and time and all that stuff. Deep voice me. So where the heck do I need to go? Where the heck is the save? Man, it's been so long since I last saved. There's only one save area. God dang. ASMR when? I mean, I could do ASMR, but the problem is that last time I did an ASMR thing, some people did not like it, so I don't tend to try to do ASMR a lot. More of a joke thing than anything. I mean, some people don't like ASMR. Like, actually, they don't, and I understand it. It's weird on the ears. It's weird on a lot of things. Like, I don't expect everyone to like be like, oh, gun ho about it. Like, if you don't like ASMR, then you shouldn't be like, I want to. You have to listen to it. Like, you should have the option to be not need to go to ASMR. I mean, I'm fine with ASMR, and some ASMRs are like really good, where it's like it feels really nice to hear, but obviously that's just like me. Other ASMRs, it's like one thing I don't like about ASMR is like when you start listening to people and it's like you start getting that like smacking the lips sound a lot, and I just ends up just being I don't want to hear that over and over again. That's one of the ASMR things that I personally don't like hearing. But that's just me. Yeah, it depends on how you're doing it. I've heard some good ASMRs where they just like actually make your ears tingle, or like they make it really sound, but a lot of ASMRs tend to have like the lip smacking, and I personally don't like to hear it a lot. Like, when you give me good ASMR, it's like it makes my ears really feel nice and all that stuff, as well as like I don't hear a lot of lip smacking. Also, yeah, they can get pretty repetitive. Like, if you can get pretty creative with a lot of your talks, it's same thing like things like DJing and all that stuff. It's just like you try to be unique with it. At least that's what it's like. There's always the bandwagon things where you can just bandwagon, and it will and you can get like the amount of like views, but it's like that doesn't really give much of creativity of who you are really are. So I honestly am one of those people. It's like if you can make it more unique experience, I probably have fun with it than you expect. God dang it. Camera. I can't fight that thing in tight spaces. Where am I going? Ing attack. Let me give you a second. God dang it, I need some more lights. I'm running out of lights. So where the heck is the save point in this area? This is why I hate the old games. Not working. Oh, thank you. I got some light ammo from that. This game is actually being nice for once. I can't move because of you guys. One Super Mitchell is pretty good. come on. I swear, I'm not gonna be able to like end this off for another 30 minutes because this guard game is making me going through this whole entire area before I even find a save point. I actually want to stop now, but this game is old school where I have to actually find a place to save. This is why it gets really annoying for this type of stuff. It's just yeah, no, like this is straight up where I don't like this old, like I'm glad that you can have manually like auto saves and all that stuff now where you can manually save at any point, but when it comes to like these old style games, it's just like it's annoying. I don't like it's as long as it's used right, but in this case is like this shows like I want to save earlier and then thought like a checkpoint, but it's not really much of a checkpoint. Also, no, Hollow Knight is one of the games I do want to play. I just haven't got around to play it. I will play it more on my personal end. It's something like I did with Celeste, where I will probably play it on my own and not like stream it. But I do. It's one of those games I do actually want to play at some point. I don't know when. But I mean, I have a lot of other games that I do want to play first, and this is one of, and yeah, basically. It does have save checkpoints as well. I haven't played it myself, so I'm not sure how those feel in that game. But I hate having a backtrack to spot to save them. Yeah, no. So like what I was playing actually recently is Ori and the Blind Forest. Is like while it does have a limit on said saves, it actually has like a save point system where you have to manually save each time, which is something that I'm not fully used to, but it's like the what are these things? I'm trying to figure out how to kill these guys easily. Sorry, I'm like sidetracking a little bit on my words, but these things are kind of annoying. How did I pass this part? Because I know I'm still not at a point where I remember distinctly what boss I played last, and it was 60% through the entire story. Focus mode is just way too much when it's like I want to talk and answer questions, but when it gets to like games when it's like, hey, you need to focus on this said boss or fight, it gets really annoying. I don't know how to beat these guys though. It says light, but I'm running out of light ammo and I don't want to use it. Like there has to be an easy way to fight them, isn't there? They keep disappearing. But yeah, backtracking and all that stuff, like Ori and the Blind Forest lets you save manually through certain checkpoints, so it's pretty fine. Yeah, Hannah, I'm still up. I'm gonna end it soon, but this game is like... This game is, I am gonna end it soon, but this game is like one of those games where you have to manually save at some point. I know about light ammo crate. It's just the thing is I'm running low and I'm already like... I don't want to lose it all, and I don't know how much health it has. That's the problem, which is why like I'm like conservative about it. I literally have 12 bullets left. I want to find easier enemies to fight in order to get the light ammo back. But yeah, welcome back, Hannah. Yeah, I can get more, and I'm trying to get more. I mean, I got a little bit, but the problem is that for those things, no, 12 was actually, I was really running low on those things. I was shooting them and kept missing. 12 for me, not enough. Oh. I just want a freaking checkpoint, okay? Where the heck is a stupid checkpoint? Do I usually stream this late? It usually ends within like 8 hours. But this is just one of those games that I am pushing for a checkpoint, save point, so I can do it. So normally, in a sense, not really. Shoot enemy with dark and get light. Yeah. Shoot it with dark? Okay. I thought I would shoot it with light, which is why I was trying to get it, but I guess it's why I keep up. It's been a while since I last played this. But yeah, I do stream usually this late, Hannah. It's kind of my thing. Normal thing. On my channel, it becomes a normal thing to stream this late. Do I do it all the time? Not really. But it's quite often. You'd be surprised on how often I do it. God dang it, there's a save point. My god, now I can end it. Oh my god. For a second, I thought I was not going to see a save point for like ever. God. Why are the save points so far in between? Hey, I got like 50% of the scans at least. Let's see how far I am within the game. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm enjoying it great for the most part, but the problem is just I want to find a good checkpoint, and sometimes when I want a checkpoint at said part, they don't do it until you find another save point. This is one thing, like I could go on a rant about why I dislike manually saves when they made it like that. Thanks, Hannah. Really do appreciate it. How much? God dang it! The whole stream only took 6%. I know Metroid is long. I just feel like it's going a lot slower than it is expected wise. So, yeah, sure. Oh boy, yeah. Thanks, Grace, for staying with the whole thing. Yeah, they wanted me to keep playing. Still hate the mindset of you have to find a certain spot to save it all. Like, God, why did they have to do that in such old days? I know, like, it was back in the day of NES where it was limited amount of memory and all that stuff. Like, that was it. But now, like, in this day, like that specific age, it's weird. No problem, Craig. Also, hello, Mystic Panda. Welcome. Sorry you joining in. I'm ending my stream here, so it's one of those. This is one of my favorite games. I mean, yeah, I've been like playing through it, and it's like it's interesting, and it's one of my first Metroids to go through. But unfortunately, I've been playing it for about 3 hours now, and I'm ending it off. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. So, but I am still planning to finish it more. Metroid Prime, like I have all the trilogy. I beat Metroid Prime 1. I plan to continue Metroid Prime 2, and later on Metroid Prime 3, all before Metroid Prime 4 comes out. Oh, found you at the end of the stream. No worries. But if like I will be playing this like next week. Like on my schedule, I do stream. I'm like, thanks for the follow, Mystic Panda. There you guys. But I do stream this every like not stream this every like I do stream every Friday and Saturday at like 8 p.m. Pacific time. And I do try to put in I've been focusing on like other games I've been playing since I'm a variety streamer, but this is one of the games I'm trying to focus on now. So this is one I am like gonna be playing it next week. At least I'm planning to. So I'll be continuing it, but I play like different other games, obviously, like for other things. Yeah, thanks, Grace. I hope your apartment went well, and I hope you're enjoying your mouse for one thing, Grace, and everything. Like, I hope everything gets fixed and all that and gets situated. Like, I heard a lot about it, so hopefully it's all better. But before I end it off, there's some shout outs to people. Like all people right over here. All great people. You can give them a follow. Yeah, not fixed yet. Oh, that sucks, Grace. I hope it gets fixed later, like tomorrow or earlier this week. But yeah, thanks, Andre. But yeah, give those people a follow. All those links are right there, and like even personal YouTube channels and stuff like that. Like all great people, all great friends. They stream different variety of games, and it's cool. They all cool. Y'all catch you next time. I'll catch you next time too, Hannah. I'll hopefully catch you in like another stream as well wherever I am able to. Been getting very tired lately, but now it's just one of those things. Yeah, GG's, and thanks for joining, Zingo. Thank you also for the raid. I really do appreciate it. And also anyone who wants to follow my social media, not the nicknames down there, as well as like the public Discord, all great there. Yeah, I'll get some rest, Andre, for sure. Everyone else here, hope you all have a good night. Get some rest and over that stuff. Before I go, I am gonna be rating one person as a last thing I'm gonna do. I'm just doing my last bit of outro and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I will be coming back. My next stream is gonna be Wednesday, coming back with Super Mario RPG, and then like the whole like my weekend stream is gonna be happening. Like this whole weekend was so chaotic. It was a lot of it was like a lot of fun. Like I had a huge blast of it. Like seeing all you guys chatting, it's pretty cool. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone for rating and all that stuff. It was crazy. Thank you all. We were speaking of a little bit of Smash earlier, and upon recommendation, because like I can't find anyone else with like Metroid specifically, we're gonna raid this person specifically for Smash, because we were just talking like a lot of fighting games earlier. So Jessica, I think that's how you say it. I may be wrong, maybe butchering it. Oh well. Raid message. I'm trying to think of a good raid message actually. Justin, give me a good raid message. I actually can't think of a good raid message, honestly. I'm straight up blanking right now. Might be because it's just late. It might be because of all this like talk and stuff. I'm straight up blanking. It's probably just me being late. I can't think of a good raid message right now. Kept you waiting, huh? Sure, why not I go with that? I'll go with that. Like, honestly, I can't think of a good raid message. Honestly, Snake's ones is always pretty good, so let's go with that one. If you want to go with any other quote from Smash, go for it. Like Bayo's or like Lucas's or like anything else Ness's, like go for any taunt. But right now we're gonna be rating this person and I'm gonna be saying my goodbyes. I will be coming back with Metroid Prime. I'm very confident I'm going to come back with Metroid Prime 2. I'm gonna see if I can finish Ori and the Blind Forest and see if how far I get in Super Mystery Dungeon, because it was a lot of games I'm trying to focus on trying to finish, and then yeah, and then we're gonna see if I can bring back any more games, trying to finish those games. So yeah, other than that, thank you everyone so much for watching. It's been appreciated all for you guys lurking and staying on the stream for as long as you guys did. And I hope to catch a lot of you in another time and another stream. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I get those channel points after all. Some of you guys are accumulating like digits, BB, trying to redeem the 100,000 one just to request a game. I know, Justin, you're able to right now if you really wanted to, but other than that, other people just want to just request some random stuff. I mean, with the soundboard now, it's just like they have now can use it. Yeah, it's 100,000. I don't get that reference. I don't think so. Anyway, let's just raid this person. Let's give this person some Smash love. They're playing some Smash Ultimate. Looks like they're playing some Zelda against a competitor for King K. Rool. Ooh, nice. Your mom. How cute. How cute. Well, anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll catch you in another stream. Take care. Anju, do you have any last words do you want to say before I hand it off?
Buy GameStop. Not really. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't do that.
All right. Anyway, see you guys later. Have a good night and take care, everyone. Where's my ending? There's the screen. There it is. All right. See you guys later.